Hi, Summer Blasters. I'm super excited to teach you everything I know about abdominals. I can't teach it all in 20 minutes, but I'm going to try. Um, you probably have heard me say this, but this is my very, very favorite thing to teach women is how to use your abdominals and get them stronger and not like hurt your neck or do anything weird or not do a bunch of abdominals and have them not work. So let's make them work right away. So we're going to start on the floor on your back and let's go. Okay, so if you've been in my programs, you're going to know a lot of this. All right, so some of this is me repeating myself if you know my work already. If you don't, then yay, you're going to learn it all right now. We're going to start on the floor on your back with toes pointing together and knees close. So your feet are heels open, toes together. So that looks like this. With your feet far enough apart from you, far enough forward away from your hips that you can feel like as you tuck under, your inner thighs might kick in a little bit. All right. I want you to put one hand behind your back and one hand in a circle around your belly button. I want you to press down through the flesh layer and exhale up as you press your abdominal muscle into your fingers a little bit. So inhale down, let's let it relax all the way, right? Super soft right here. And exhale, bring the head up, press your abdominal layer up into your fingers and feel what that feels like. Take your other hand and dig in. So those are your abdominal muscles, right? Then relax down and dig in and feel how it's just totally relaxed, right? So I want you to know that the only way you're going to make your abdominals stronger is by gently pressing them up toward the skin layer. You can't strengthen your abdominals while letting them be down and relaxed, because then you're just lifting and lowering your head, right? And you might be engaging the top section of your abdominals. Okay, so let's see how that feels. So one hand around your belly button, one hand behind your back. Feet are pigeon-toed, knees are together. Exhale up and inhale down. Exhale up and inhale down. Breathe out and breathe out and keep going. And all I want you to do here is do as many as you can and stop when your neck starts to feel like it's doing all the work. So for my people that have been around my work forever, you might be doing 20, you might be doing more, your neck is fine, it's strong enough, no big deal. But if you're brand new to my program and you can only do 5 slow lifts, then that's the time that you're going to rest. You're going to just completely drop your head on the floor and rest. So when you get out to the number that you've done as many as you can, hold at the top and little tiny exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. Okay, when you relax, I want you to completely relax your neck and then go again. This time you can take both hands behind the head because I think you have the feeling of the abdominals and what they're supposed to do. As you get stronger, you're going to be able to feel like you're pulling your pubic bone toward your nose. So if you take the distance between your belly button and your pubic bone, you're trying to take that distance and make it shorter. All right, so that each time you lift, you've got that little bit of pubic bone coming towards your nose. Each time you exhale, you've got the abdominals pressing out a little. You've got your pubic bone coming up towards your belly button or towards your nose, and you're keeping your neck as relaxed as possible. Okay, it's not easy to do. So you keep going. You're going to do as many as you can slow, and then hold at the top and do 5 little lifts. And then rest and make sure your neck is completely relaxed. This is how we get you going with crunches without bothering your neck. It is rare that I've met anyone that can't learn to do this when they focus on less repetition. So if you go into an exercise class and they're trying to get you to do 50 crunches at a time, it doesn't make any sense for your neck because your neck has to be strong enough to lift your head. There's nothing wrong with doing crunches. They go in fashion, they go out of fashion. But people who have had prior injuries in their neck think they can't do them. So I just want to dispel the myth there. If you start doing them from 5 at a time, you will eventually be doing 6 and then 7, and it won't bother your neck at all. So in the meantime, we're just doing repeat sets of slow lift and lower, exhale up and inhale down, as many as you can, and then 5 little lifts at the top. I'll be quiet and do one more set. And then relax. So I just had you do a bunch of sets of those. And if you just make it your business to do slow lifts, as many as you can until your neck starts to get tired, 5 little lifts at the top and then rest. You may be starting with 5 or 8 at a time, and then the 5 little lifts and then relax. And you may find yourself building up slowly, slowly. We're never really trying to do more than 20 with 5 little lifts at the top, even though you could. But if you do like 3 sets of 20 with 5 lifts at the top, those numbers are getting big. And so we don't need to do hundreds of crunches. So even though this is supposed to be 20 minutes of abs, some of it is going to be learning, teaching and learning, and some of it is going to be active. And that means you can keep crunching right through all of these explanations, obviously, or keep doing whatever you're doing. Or you can just turn the volume off. Don't listen to me anymore. Okay, so you're going to be in yogi bicycle position. So in yogi bicycle, we're going to exhale, elbow to opposite knee, inhale, and exhale to the other side. Now notice how I'm keeping this really close to my body. So if you do 10 of these close to your body, and then you do 10 just a little farther away, you'll have a nice set of 20 there. And you can go faster than this or slower than this. I like the inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. But if you'd rather go faster and just do an exhale every other knee, that's fine too. So you do 10 and 10, and then just rest and relax. And again, we're just relaxing the neck and relaxing everything. Then we're going to go exhale to opposite knee. So we started with the harder one on purpose, right? Doing the harder one first, doing the easy one second is one strategy that can work really well for getting stronger. And you might notice that you're able to do 20 of these because your neck is crossing over now. And there's different muscles and more muscles to use as you cross over. So get about 20 like that. Here's me not counting. And then stretch your body out long in 2 directions. So what have we done? We've done about 3 sets of slow lift and lower with 5 at the top in pigeon-toed feet, 3 or 4 sets. Then we've done a set of yogi bicycles close and a set of yogi bicycles far, 10 and 10. And then we've done feet on the ground, crossing over for 20 or so. You know that the numbers don't matter at all. So whatever your numbers are just perfect. We're looking for ways that we can get the abdominals going without sacrificing tension someplace else in the body. So here we are on hands and knees. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. So it gives you a nice stretch for your abdominals as you arch. Inhale, extend, and exhale, round. Inhale, extend, and exhale, round. This time, when you go round, stay there, tuck your toes, Lift your knees and just hover as you continue to make your lower back rounder. So knees come off, you're tucking under well, you're breathing back into your abdominals, and you're reminding your body that it's your abdominals that are doing this. When you're tired, put the knees down. You can inhale and exhale, and then go again. Tuck your toes, raise your knees, and hold as long as you can. And it might just be like 3 or 4 breaths. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be intense and directed. When you're tired, put the knees down, inhale, arch, exhale, round. Last time. Tuck the toes and lift. Tuck under, under, under. And finally, you'll inhale, arch, and exhale, round. Maybe 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale, and then flip over on your back again. So see how we're going back and forth. We're on your back, we're facing down. We're on your back, we're facing down. In the next video, we'll come up to standing and do abdominal based stuff as well. But in this video, we're just going to flip back and forth between facing up and facing down. And a note on that is that when you're lying on your back and your abdominals are completely relaxed, that's where that softness is, right? That beautiful softness that your belly and your muscles can just be completely relaxed. When you turn over facing down, you instantly have to engage the abdominals to prevent the arched back from happening. Does that make sense? We'll talk about that more in a second. So we're back into this situation where your abdominals are relaxed as you breathe and just rest. And your abdominals are engaged as you either lift your head or as you lift your legs and use them. When you engage your abdominals, I want you to think about that little tiny push. I'm not talking about rounding out. I'm talking about the muscle layer, which when relaxed is dropping down like a hammock, and when active is pressing up to be flat inside the body. What lies on top is whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's flesh layer, there's skin, there's lots of stuff. But as you reach through, you're just looking for muscle and what muscle is doing. So here we are in Yogi Bicycle. We're going to do 10 close and 10 far, and this time we'll do it twice. You can see I'm picking up the pace a little bit. So 10 close and 10 far twice. Then you'll hug your knees and roll over. Now remember, the numbers mean nothing. If you need more than that, if you need twice as many, that's fine. If you need half as many, that's fine. I just want you to feel like you're working your abs. So here we are, hands and knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, press abdominals back into the body. Tuck the toes and hover. And this is on your way to doing plank poses. So when you're tired, put the knees down. If you're okay on your wrists, you'll leave your hands here. If not, I'll show you elbows in a second. Basically, to mount a plank pose, you take one foot out, tuck under, and then add the second foot. Now, I love to count breaths in my plank pose, not seconds. So I know that if I do 10 slow breaths, 10 big exhales, it's just about the right amount for me to keep really excellent form. And let's talk about what that means as you go into your second plank pose. So go ahead and go into your second plank pose, count the number of breaths you can do while using the best form that you have. And then you'll know that's my number right now. I remember when my number was 3. I remember when my number was 10. I can remember when my number was way more. But at this point, 10 is the sweet spot for me. I breathe slow, I breathe deep. 10 will do it. I'm in and out. Okay, so In your plank pose, I'll do it on elbows this time because I said I would. So this is for people that have sensitive wrists. You tuck under first while you're on your knees. In the tucked under position, take one leg out and then the other. When you get there, I want you to activate your glutes, your thighs, and your inner thighs as you exhale back into your abdominals. The goal is to get the hips as flat as possible while tucking under. If as flat as possible means arching your back, then you're too low. So you pick it up, tuck under. All right, so with the inner edges of the legs squishing together and the glutes active and your thighs active, you have a chance at tucking under even more. So what we're doing here is a long hold in plank and a rest of any kind. It can be a child's pose or a hands and knees rest. So it can be a quick child's pose if that's accessible to you, if that feels good for your knees. Or it can just be a hands and knees, inhales and exhales kind of thing. And then go ahead and do one more. So your glutes are active, your thighs are active, your inner thighs are active, abdominals are back. We're really breathing back into your belly really well here. Remembering that gravity wants to take your abdominals down and arch your back and let all the contents of your body kind of spill toward the ground. The abdominal muscle's job is to exhale and press back. As you do that, you're trying to use the other muscles that get used in that position, but not add stress and overuse to muscles that aren't needed, jaw, neck, shoulder shrugging, that kind of thing. Okay, so after 3 or maybe even 4 plank poses, we'll roll over again. And we will do from the beginning, the whole series through. So pigeon-toed feet, toes together, knees together, hands behind the head, 1 set, slow lift on the exhale, as many as you can in good form, then hold at the top, tiny pulse. You just keep going. And your tiny pulse will be for 5. So you'll do as many as you can, slow in good form, 5 little lifts at the top, and then rest. And then we'll move into yogi bicycles. So tight for 10, far away for 10, twice if you can. After 10 and 10 twice, you'll do crossing over. Maybe you'll get 20, maybe you won't. Whatever the number is perfect. Keep going. And then flip it over. Inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding, tuck your toes, knees up and hover. When you're tired, you can arch and rest or not and go straight into plank pose. 1 foot and then the other, tuck under before you go. Engage your legs and your glutes. Release any way you want to, quick child's pose if you want, and go twice more. Same thing here. Inhale, exhale, or child's pose rest. And one more. Inhale, exhale, arch and round a couple times, and then flip over your back, on your back, and spinal twist. So you're getting the idea, right? Doesn't take anything fancy to get your abdominals really strong without sacrificing other parts of your body. It just takes concentration, repetition, and a little bit of patience. If you try to do too much too soon, it doesn't work. So if that means you're watching this video for 5 minutes or 8 minutes, and then you're turning it off, and you're doing that for a while, as you build up to the full 20, then that's perfect, right? If you're doing 1/4 of the repetitions I'm talking about here, and you're stopping and resting because you're resting your neck, you're resting other body parts, then that's perfect. And that's what we're really going for. We're going for ways that we can make these exercises and these sequences work for your body without any sort of torture, right? So abdominals will work. Connect your breathing, try to get your abdominals connected to every exhale as often as you can throughout the day. Just be like, ah, yeah. You know, think about it like, if someone was going to punch you, what would you do with your abs? This is the ticket. This is the way to get stronger, and it will work. And if you have any questions, just reach out, obviously. Mwah! Good job, you guys.